The UEFA Champions League, abbreviated as UCL, is an annual club football competition organized by the Union of European Football Associations, UEFA, and contested by top-division European clubs, deciding the competition winners through a round-robin group stage to qualify for a double-legged knockout format, and a single-leg final. It is one of the most prestigious football tournaments in the world and the most prestigious club competition in European football, played by the National League champions, and, for some nations, one or more runners-up of their national associations. Introduced in 1955 as the Coupe de Clubs Champions Européens, French for European Champion Clubs Cup, and commonly known as the European Cup, it was initially a straight knockout tournament open only to the champions of Europe's domestic leagues, with its winner reckoned as the European Club Champion. The competition took on its current name in 1992, adding a round-robin group stage in 1991 and allowing multiple entrants from certain countries since the 1997 to 1998 season. It has since been expanded, and while most of Europe's national leagues can still only enter their champion, the strongest leagues now provide up to 4 teams. Clubs that finish next in line in their national league, having not qualified for the Champions League, are eligible for the second-tier UEFA Europa League competition, and from 2021, teams not eligible for the UEFA Europa League will qualify for a new third-tier competition called the UEFA Europa Conference League. In its present format, the Champions League begins in late June with a preliminary round, 3 qualifying rounds and a playoff round, all played over 2 legs. The 6 surviving teams enter the group stage, joining 26 teams qualified in advance. The 32 teams are drawn into 8 groups of 4 teams and play each other in a double round-robin system. The 8 group winners and 8 runners-up proceed to the knockout phase that culminates with the final match in late May or early June. The winner of the Champions League qualifies for the following year's Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup. Spanish clubs have the highest number of victories, 18 wins, followed by England, 14 wins, and Italy, 12 wins. England has the largest number of winning teams, with 5 clubs having won the title. The competition has been won by 22 clubs, 13 of which have won it more than once and 8 successfully defended their title. Real Madrid is the most successful club in the tournament's history, having won it 13 times, including its first 5 seasons and also 3 in a row from 2016 to 2018. Bayern Munich remains to be the only club to have won all of their matches in a single tournament en route to their tournament victory in the 2019-2020 season. Chelsea are the defending champions, having beaten Manchester City 1-0 in the 2021 final. The UEFA Champions League begins with a double round-robin group stage of 32 teams, which since the 2009-10 season is preceded by 2 qualification streams for teams that do not receive direct entry to the tournament proper. The 2 streams are divided between teams qualified by virtue of being league champions, and those qualified by virtue of finishing 2nd to 4th in their national championship. The number of teams that each association enters into the UEFA Champions League is based upon the UEFA coefficients of the member associations. These coefficients are generated by the results of clubs representing each association during the previous 5 Champions League and UEFA Cup/Europa League seasons. The higher an association's coefficient, the more teams represent the association in the Champions League, and the fewer qualification rounds the association's teams must compete in. 4 of the remaining 6 qualifying places are granted to the winners of a 6-round qualifying tournament between the remaining 43 or 44 national champions, within which those champions from associations with higher coefficients receive byes to later rounds. The other 2 are granted to the winners of a 3-round qualifying tournament between the 11 clubs from the associations ranked 5 through 15, which have qualified based upon finishing 2nd or 3rd in their respective national league. In addition to sporting criteria, any club must be licensed by its national association to participate in the Champions League. To obtain a license, the club must meet certain stadium, infrastructure, and finance requirements. In 2005-06, Liverpool and Artmedia Bratislava became the first teams to reach the Champions League group stage after playing in all three qualifying rounds. Real Madrid and Barcelona hold the record for the most appearances in the group stage, having qualified 25 times, followed by Porto and Bayern on 24. Between 1999 and 2008, no differentiation was made between champions and non-champions in qualification. The 16 top-ranked teams spread across the biggest domestic leagues qualified directly for the tournament group stage. Prior to this, 3 preliminary knockout qualifying rounds whittled down the remaining teams, with teams starting in different rounds. An exception to the usual European qualification system happened in 2005, after Liverpool won the Champions League the year before, but did not finish in a Champions League qualification place in the Premier League that season. UEFA gave special dispensation for Liverpool to enter the Champions League, giving England 5 qualifiers. UEFA subsequently ruled that the defending champions qualify for the competition the following year regardless of their domestic league placing. However, for those leagues with 4 entrants in the Champions League, this meant that, if the Champions League winner fell outside of its domestic league's top 4, it would qualify at the expense of the 4th-place team in the league. Until 2015-16, no association could have more than 4 entrants in the Champions League. In May 2012, Tottenham Hotspur finished 4th in the 2011-12 Premier League, 2 places ahead of Chelsea, but failed to qualify for the 2012-13 Champions League, after Chelsea won the 2012 final. Tottenham were demoted to the 2012-13 UEFA Europa League. In May 2013, it was decided that, starting from the 2015-16 season, and continuing at least for the 3-year cycle until the 2017-18 season, the winners of the previous season's UEFA Europa League would qualify for the UEFA Champions League, entering at least the playoff round, and entering the group stage if the berth reserved for the Champions League title holders was not used. The previous limit of a maximum of 4 teams per association was increased to 5, meaning that a 4th-place team from one of the top 3 ranked associations would only have to be moved to the Europa League if both the Champions League and Europa League winners came from that association and both finished outside the top 4 of their domestic league. In 2007, Michel Platini, the UEFA president, had proposed taking 1 place from the 3 leagues with 4 entrants and allocating it to that nation's cup winners. This proposal was rejected in a vote at a UEFA Strategy Council meeting. In the same meeting, however, it was agreed that the 3rd-place team in the top 3 leagues would receive automatic qualification for the group stage, rather than entry into the 3rd qualifying round, while the 4th-place team would enter the playoff round for non-champions, guaranteeing an opponent from one of the top 15 leagues in Europe. This was part of Platini's plan to increase the number of teams qualifying directly into the group stage, while simultaneously increasing the number of teams from lower-ranked nations in the group stage. In 2012, Arsène Wenger referred to qualifying for the Champions League by finishing in the top 4 places in the English Premier League as the 4th-place trophy. The phrase was coined after a pre-match conference when he was questioned about Arsenal's lack of a trophy after exiting the FA Cup. He said, "The first trophy is to finish in the top 4. At Arsenal's 2012 AGM, Wenger was also quoted as saying, "For me there are 5 trophies every season: Premier League, Champions League, the 3rd is to qualify for the Champions League." Group stage and knockout phase. The tournament proper begins with a group stage of 32 teams, divided into 8 groups of 4. Seeding is used whilst making the draw for this stage, whilst teams from the same nation may not be drawn into groups together. Each team plays 6 group stage games, meeting the other 3 teams in its group home and away in a round-robin format. The winning team and the runners-up from each group then progress to the next round. The 3rd-place team enters the UEFA Europa League. For the next stage, the last 16, the winning team from one group plays against the runners-up from another group, and teams from the same association may not be drawn against each other. From the quarter-finals onwards, the draw is entirely random, without association protection. The group stage is played from September to December, whilst the knockout stage starts in February. The knockout ties are played in a two-legged format, with the exception of the final. The final is typically held in the last 2 weeks of May, or in the early days of June, which has happened in 3 consecutive odd-numbered years since 2015. In the 2019-20 season, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the tournament was suspended for 5 months. The format of the remainder of the tournament was temporarily amended as a result, with the quarter-finals and semi-finals being played as single-match knockout ties at neutral venues in Lisbon, Portugal in the summer, with the final taking place on August 23. Trophy and medals. Each year, the winning team is presented with the European Champion Clubs Cup, the current version of which has been awarded since 1967. From the 1968-69 season and prior to the 2008-09 season, any team that won the Champions League 3 years in a row or 5 times overall was awarded the official trophy permanently. Each time a club achieved this, a new official trophy had to be forged for the following season. 5 clubs own a version of the official trophy: Real Madrid, Ajax, Bayern Munich, Milan and Liverpool. Since 2008, the official trophy has remained with UEFA and the clubs are awarded a replica. The current trophy is 74 centimeters, 29 in, tall and made of silver, weighing 11 kilograms, 24 pounds. It was designed by Jörg Stadelmann, a jeweler from Bern, Switzerland, after the original was given to Real Madrid in 1966 in recognition of their 6 titles to date, and cost 10,000 Swiss francs. As of the 2012-13 season, 40 gold medals are presented to the Champions League winners, and 40 silver medals to the runners-up.